Well, we've spoken to a couple of the jockeys today, and now we're going to move on to the training ranks. And it's always a pleasure to talk to our good friend Dean Kannameyer, who's certainly, well, he doesn't need any introduction, does Dean? And he's always very receptive as well to the media, and for that we are very grateful. Dean, good day to you and welcome to GTV Studios.
Hi, Warren. Nice to hear your voice again.
Thanks, Dean. Nice to hear. Nice to have you on the show. And let's go through the runners. You've got some lovely runners, and you can tell us how they're doing. But let's kick off in the second race. Your day starts in the second with Joyful Winter. And, of course, in KwaZulu-Natal, the winters are joyful because they're quite mild towards the coast where we live. How's Joyful Winter doing?
I must say the stable horses they're not doing exceptionally well. Joyful Winter's doing well. You know, her last two runs, especially her last run of 1400 metres, was most encouraging. 1200 metres, just a little question mark, a bit sharp for her, but nevertheless, I've put blinkers back on her. Last time Keegan said, I think, put the blinkers on her. She was running around a little last time, and hopefully that'll be enough. You know, but she's knocking on the door to win a maiden plate, but she's had a lot of work back home, and don't leave her out of your quartets.
Okay, that's the second race, Joyful Winter. Then we move on to the third race, Dean. And some people might not know, a half-brother to Yorker is Track Attack, a beautiful son of Dynasty. And first question to you is, have you put Track Attack on the poly at Summerveld?
You know, he knows the poly, he knows the grass. He said, all my horses know maybe once a week I'll just let them go along with the poly just on their own 1-1. And it's a bit of pace pick up the hill, but well held. So a poly track, not a problem whatsoever. And I think he had his first barrier trial on the poly track before I took him back to Cape Town. Nevertheless, we took him back, and his last run over 1200 metres on the 22nd of February, that was over 1200 metres was too sharp. And we had just gelded him, and I said to Kaya Stables, Lady Lodel, I'll give him a run up the straight over 1200 metres, and then we'll take him back to Durban. So since he's arrived, he's had plenty of work. He's a fit horse. He's doing well. Also, 1400. I have a question mark about the trip, but he's got lots of natural gate speed, nicely drawn, and he's had plenty of work.
Okay, thank you, Dean. That's Track Attack, for Kaya Stables, those beautiful colours that we all know so well. And let's move on to the fourth race. And Dean, here's Fade to Black, another set of colours that we know so well, that race in your colours. Progressive, coming along the right way.
Well, yes, you correctly say it's in my colours. We haven't raced for 2 months, haven't a living, so hopefully we get him in the winner's box. So, Fade to Black, I sent him up here. 2 good runs in Durban, and he's doing well, this horse. Some of the horses have got a bit of form, and they're 2-year-olds. By the way, it's easy for the 2-year-olds this time of the year, over 1400 metres. But nevertheless, he's doing well, he's fit, and I think he'd be a very competitive runner.
Okay, that is number 8, Fade to Black for Dean. And moving along then, Dino, to the 5th race. Now, when I studied the card, I looked at the fields. I thought Dutch Alley, and what a wonderful job you've done with Dutch Alley for the team, for your syndicate. I'm going to put you on a bit of the spot. Would this horse be safe to sort of at least be a place accumulator banker?
I would be disappointed if he doesn't run in the first 3. And, last time on the 15th of March, his last time he ran 3rd in the poly over 1600 metres. And I know he moved up, and I thought he was going to win it. The last 75 metres or so, I thought he was plodding. 1400 drawn 2. I think this is his game.
Well, there we go. That's number 2, Dutch Alley. And there's the comments from Dean Kannameyer. So, a lot of followers for Dutch Alley. Let's move along then to the 6th race. And Dean's got, excuse me, in the 6th race, Mount Anderson. Now, Mount Anderson you got from Alistair Gordon when he retired. It's still wonderful to have Alistair involved in the industry. He's for the rat race. He's a nice horse, isn't he, Dean?
Mount Anderson, very, very genuine horse. And last run, we did fancy him strongly, but I thought he was beaten by a very smart horse. At 52.5, And I thought this Dennis Bosch, he's a nice type, but he won't be giving that type of weight. And he beat me quite comfortably. Say he was beaten by a smart horse. This horse is doing well. Quite an open handicap. Some well-performed horses. But he's doing well. And I did say to Mr. Attra that, as time goes by, I'm going to start to put him over ground. I think he'll end up going further than 1600 metres. But I've got him over 1400. He's got solid form on the poly. Open race, but he's doing well. He's got a lot of work.
Okay, nice to know that these horses have had a lot of work and they're doing well. Thank you, Dean. And the 8th race, that's where your day will end. And at your request, absolutely flew, did at your request last time. She's drawn deep again. What do you think?
Unfortunately, she's badly drawn. But, I said to Fred, we've got to get on the race course. These horses have got to get out there and they've got to earn.
Yes.
It took a bit of time to win a maiden, but she was always there. Then she won a maiden. But then the last one was impressive. First one up the maidens, which was encouraging. But she's badly drawn. But we'll have to take her chances. But she's doing well and she's matured. She's strengthened up, and obviously would be more confident if she was well drawn. You need a lot of luck from that draw, but all is well with it.
Dean, it's always a pleasure chatting to you and always a pleasure seeing you. Thank you for your feedback. Lots of regards and love to Tracy. And thanks very much for your time. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Warren, thank you very much. See you at the races.
There we go. That's Dean Kannameyer. And always a pleasure to chat to. And thanks to everybody for their contribution to the show. Let's just close off by wishing you all well and get those bets on timelessly. I suggest that you get those accounts up and running. Get everything in, allow time for electronic transfers to go through, get on to the telephones and get your bets on so that you can watch racing from South Africa from around the country and the comfort of your own home. But just to give you those details before I sign off, www.trackandball.co.za. That is, of course, the betting website for Track and Ball. But to go and open that account, you go www.tabgold.co.za. Click on to open new account, and all the steps will be there for you. Quick and easy steps to open your telephone account. And then, of course, you dial 031 314 1155. Speak to an operator, and they will do it all for you over the telephone. Accounts will be opened immediately. You can do an EFT, you can do a bank deposit, you can do a credit card, and you can use probably a retail voucher, which is the way to go as well. So those are the ways that you can bet, phone your bets through, get your bets through on your phones and on your computers. But most importantly, stay safe and stay healthy. Get your bets on timelessly. From all at GTV, we'll see you or hear from you in the number 1 box.